4-day men's retreat in the Florida wilderness on a farm sanctuary overlooking some water buffalo grazing in the pasture, chickens roaming around. 13 brothers gather, and then there's one to make it 14 that's leading us. But we have no fucking idea what we're getting into. There's no itinerary. It's completely unknown. It's kept secret. We're not out there singing Kumbaya, showing off all our crystals, getting all hippie and dippy and weird, like the mainstream consciousness would have you think about men's retreats. I wonder what's happening at those. Must be some far out there woo-woo shit. Or it might just be innate to our fucking humanity as men to gather without the presence of women, without the presence of technology. Take your phone, leave it at the threshold. You will not be needing it for the next 4 days. We need your presence. Step into the container and stare into the fucking eyes of another man in front of you. He's gonna check your posture. He's gonna tell you what he notices as he penetrates into your soul. And you're just gonna keep rotating and doing that every single day. Sharpening practice. That was one really potent aspect. There's so much to say. Some of it I am going to keep near and dear to my heart because I don't feel like I need to share it on YouTube. But the overarching themes and principles I absolutely want to share. The main takeaway, brotherhood is the motherfucking medicine. Write it on your forehead. Remember it. No psychedelics involved. I've had a lot of psychoactive experiences in my day. I still will seek them out. They've been absolutely profound and transformative. But this experience, without any external medicines involved, just the medicine of your breath, your own soul, nature, other men, was just as profound, if not more profound, than other retreats I've attended with the ingestion of substances. And that was really illuminating for me. I almost question in a way, how profound could it be without ayahuasca? We're not even taking mushrooms. We're not doing any of that. How potent could it really be? I'm here to tell you that it rocked my fucking world in the most beautiful way imaginable. I feel like I got to know these other men more deeply and intimately than most people I've known my entire life. I didn't know any of them previously, besides a handful that I met one time at a men's group a few months ago. We came in strangers and we left absolute brothers, each and every one of us. This was communicated to me beforehand and I thought, yeah, right, it takes a lot for an actual feeling of brotherhood to be cultivated. There's no possible way that this can occur in 4 days. But it did. And the healing of that for me, coming out of a period of being in the lone wolf energy for quite some time, having a really amazing experience living in Colorado, having a brotherhood group that would meet on the weekly, and pretty much every day would be some sort of interaction with one of those brothers, whether it be hiking or cold plunging or getting in the sauna or having tobacco ceremonies or just hanging out watching movies, eating food together. It was constant involvement in camaraderie and brotherhood, playing games, laughing, playing ping pong. And it changed my life. And then we all went our separate ways after that summer in 2023. One brother stayed in the town in Colorado we were in, and literally every other of the 5 or 6 of us dispersed across the country. And I found myself back in my hometown in Massachusetts for a year. After going to the Amazon jungle for a few months, I come back to Massachusetts. I start to have connections with others, but then over time, there's such a deep longing for brotherhood and camaraderie that I was missing, that I was having a really difficult time creating in my life again, searching for it. I end up leaving Massachusetts in November of 2024, come down here to Florida. And before this retreat, and other than that one men's group I went to a few months ago, I have had the most minimal social connection I've ever had in my entire life. There's been a beautiful medicine in that, going so deep internally into my own process, which I find winter is so much about. But as spring has come, there's been a very clear calling from God that it's time to take this storehouse of internal knowing that I've cultivated in the winter and spring forth into connection with others. And this was tasted with every single cell and fiber in my being these past 4 days. It's Monday night here. I just got back yesterday. And it's really hard to put into words what just happened, but I'm blown the fuck away at how incredible the soul of man is, at how much I am able to learn in just being with other men, how much is communicated without even words being spoken, going through intensely transformational experiences and alchemization of pain with just eye contact at times. Watching another man weep in front of you, and it draws you into the same thing. And you're just both standing erect in your posture and just feeling your heart flower as you see this other man as an aspect of yourself. Each and every brother had a certain mirror of an aspect of my soul. We were all puzzle pieces that fit together for one another. And I'm just so profoundly grateful for the Lighthouse, to this brother Brice, this little French firecracker that led us, who is a testament to what it means to just fully embody what you're passionate about. Doing the work because he loves to do it, not because he's trying to profit in some sort of way. Not there to be a guru, not trying to take all the credit, there to just be a facilitator, to reflect to us what needs to be reflected, to set up the certain practices that we need to get into. And it just unfolded so dynamically. I was saying to one brother, just all of us being barefoot in nature, camping, getting your circadian rhythm going with the birds that wake you up when you're in your tent and the sun that's coming up, breathing the fresh air, being out in the wilderness. You don't have your phone. You're going through a dopamine detox. Just that alone would have been potent. Never mind on top of that, entering into a ritualistic container multiple times a day where you're coming in and getting the Copal sacred scent all over your body as you step in. And that space held us so powerfully under this incredibly magical tree. It was a literal change in your being. Every time you were about to step in, you knew this was the last time this version of you would be placing his feet at this threshold. Every time you walk out, you are going to be more aware of yourself. You will have let go of more things that are not serving you. I can share one specific experience that comes to mind right now is doing the ego eradicator, where you have your arms outstretched and you're holding them for minutes and it's burning like a motherfucker. Your small self wants to put your arms down, but you have a brother right in front of you that's staring into your soul, and he's doing the same exact thing, and you're both looking at each other like, we are going to keep this fire burning because we got the breath of fire that's pulsating through our solar plexus. And eventually the brother in front of me is Christ in the crucifixion. And I'm just seeing the mystery of the Christ right before me. God was speaking in every single moment. There was more powerful energy packed into one moment. Thousands upon thousands of moments in these 4 days than I've had at times in months of my life. So in this one moment, it cracked me open. And I just felt such a profound love for this brother, who not only symbolically was the Christ, but he quite literally looked just like him too. In the similar wavelength that you get on with the brother, where you're almost finishing his thoughts and he's almost finishing yours before you can even wrap up, because he's seeing the exact same thing. The Christ heart burns bright even in the darkest of nights. The Christ that is willing to sacrifice the lower small self, that wants to bitch and whine and say, put your hands down. Don't look into the eyes of this other man. Look down, close your eyes. Don't fucking go into the rawness of your emotion that's coming up. The Christ is the one that sacrifices it all upon the cross and just brings his full authentic expression. He's willing to let go of anything that is not serving truth. And that is what this container was about. There were some moments that were quite literally some of the most uncomfortable situations I've ever been in. Like I said, we would have no idea what we were about to jump into. It would be thrown upon us. And there was a part of me at times that was like, what the fuck did I sign up for? There is no fucking way that I'm gonna be able to do this. But then, oddly enough, all of us, in one of these experiences that was deemed as one of the most uncomfortable for every person, we're sitting there pissing ourselves in laughter, transmuting the deepest shameful energy in all of our souls into inner child play. It was the moment in Harry Potter where the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. I think it's Snape. Maybe, don't quote me. The spider comes out of the cupboard. Whatever this energy is, it takes shape of what you fear the most. So to this young wizard, it's a giant spider, but then he does the spell on it, and there is roller skates put upon the spider's legs, and it starts meandering around on the floor looking goofy as fuck, and everybody's laughing. The thing that you feared the most, you now have a shit grin on your face about.